In the heart of a primordial world, where mountains kissed the heavens and storms were born, lived Inaras, a goddess as wild and untamed as the lands she ruled. Daughter of Teshub, the thunderous sky god, she carried the tempest within her soul. Her realm was the untamed wilderness, a kingdom of shadows and sunlight, where creatures roamed free, their spirits mirroring her own. Yet her dominion stretched beyond the wild, into the fragile world of mortals, where she would weave a tapestry of both creation and destruction. When the monstrous Inaras, a serpent of shadow and chaos, vanquished Teshub, casting the world into a perpetual twilight, Inaras' heart ignited with a fury as boundless as the storms she commanded. The dragon's triumph was a desecration, a wound to the very fabric of existence. With a resolve as fierce as the wind, she vowed to restore balance, to dethrone the monstrous tyrant and reclaim the heavens for her father. Her plan was a masterpiece of cunning and audacity. A feast, a banquet fit for gods and monsters alike, was her lure. To execute this perilous scheme, she turned to Hypasias, a mortal from the distant land of Zigurata. With eyes that held the power of a tempest, she ensnared him, his world collapsing into a maelstrom of desire. Yet her love was a gilded cage, for in claiming his heart, she erased the memory of his wife and children, binding him to her will with chains forged in the depths of oblivion. Inaras and its monstrous brood were drawn to the feast like moths to a flame. As they gorged themselves, their senses dulled by gluttony, Hypasias, guided by Inaras' unseen hand, bound them with cunning. In that moment of vulnerability, Teshub, rejuvenated by his daughter's courage, unleashed the fury of 1,000 storms. The battle that ensued was a cataclysm of earth and sky, a titanic struggle that shook the foundations of the world. The clash of thunder and lightning painted the heavens in hues of terror and hope. In the end, it was Inaras' cunning that had turned the tide. Victorious, she bestowed upon Hypasias a gift, a breathtaking cliffside dwelling, a sanctuary overlooking the world he had lost. But there was a price. A single, seemingly innocuous command: never look out the window. It was a prohibition as heavy as the mountains, a secret that held the power to shatter his fragile new reality. Inevitably, curiosity, a serpent as old as time, coiled within him. With a trembling hand, he lifted the veil and peered into the abyss. The world unfolded before him, a panorama of beauty and heartbreak. There in the distance, he saw glimpses of a life he had forgotten, a family waiting, perhaps, for his return. The memories returned with a force that threatened to consume him, a tidal wave of longing and despair. Desperation clawed at his heart as he begged Inaras to release him, to return him to the world he had lost. The cliffside dwelling transformed into a gilded prison, a solitary confinement of the soul. The world outside, once a source of wonder, became a haunting reminder of what he had lost. Days turned into nights, each marked by a silent scream echoing within the confines of his mind. The goddess, once his savior, now appeared as a cruel architect of fate. As time wore on, a darkness began to seep into Hypasias' soul, a shadow cast by the loss he endured. The once vibrant man withered, his spirit trapped in a twilight existence. The world watched with a mix of pity and fear, for they knew that the fate of Hypasias was intertwined with the enigmatic goddess, Inaras. Would she relent, or would her pride and the intricate web she had woven consume them both? Inaras, from her celestial abode, observed Hypasias' torment with a mixture of indifference and a strange, twisted fascination. His suffering was a testament to her power, a proof of her divine authority. Yet, a part of her, a fragment of the goddess she once was, felt a stirring of empathy. She saw in him a reflection of her own isolation, a solitary figure trapped in a gilded cage of their own making. As the seasons changed, so too did the nature of Hypasias' despair. It morphed into something darker, a consuming rage directed at the goddess who had imprisoned him. His once gentle spirit became a tempest, a storm brewing within the confines of his solitary dwelling. In his mind, he plotted his revenge, a plan as audacious as the goddess's own. He would escape his gilded prison, confront Inaras, and demand his freedom, and perhaps the return of his lost memories. The world held its breath, anticipating the inevitable confrontation. For in the heart of this tale of gods and mortals, a battle was brewing, a battle that would determine the fate of both the divine and the human.